Feature Friday.
The freshest.
This got sent to us quite a lot, which I presume it happened maybe this weekend or this Sunday, right? And it was Morissette and Katrina got together. And I presume, knowing how sort of ASAP works, that this was probably a very long performance with kings and queens singing of the Philippines.
Usually this is like the big collab they do where
ASAP.
they do like these huge numbers of medleys all
Couldn't
together.
find the full version, but this is
Okay.
the video that kept being sent to us, and it's two power vocalists.
This is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
If you would like...
Wow, girls, yes! We love purple! She looks beautiful.
great, right?
She looks beautiful. Wow, come on! How ridiculous is that?
Beautiful outfit as well, and
Yes, they look
the purple
phenomenal.
shade is the
they
theme.
look phenomenal. Woo, hello.
Nice.
Wait a second, the breathiness.
This I don't recognize. I don't even recognize this song.
No, me neither. I don't know what the song is either.
And I'm having a brain blank moment. I always have him on camera anyways.
Yeah.
Can't recognize
I don't think we've ever heard her before, though. Here I say that so confidently. I don't know. Nice harmonies. That was hard.
Jesus body. It's actually crazy when you have a duet with like two power vocalists to that level.
Yeah.
It's so hard to sort of come up with either a song arrangement, choose the song. I think the song choice is so important in this sort of events and this environment. But then number 3 is like you want the duet to be a moment in which both of them have their moment to shine, and also both of them have the ability to complement each other through the arrangement.
Yes. The beauty about this particular thing, though, is that you have 4 completely different vocal colors and 4 completely different vocal approaches, vocal techniques. And here you hear the wonders of each of those techniques being executed correctly. In Morissette's particular performance here, she is very grounded, similar to what we would hear on her gospel-like takes of music. They're chestier, they're full-bodied, they portray this warmth, there is absolute control. And then you hear Katrina, which she is naturally sits quite higher, a lot higher on her larynx naturally, even in her speech quality, her way of speaking, it's quite high up, and it tends to ring higher because she also includes a lot of twang into her normal day-to-day speech, so that translates really well into power vocals. But in this particular case, you're hearing both of those phenomenons in both of those vocal colors being exploited in a completely different way, because the song is not about the range, it's not about how high you're gonna belt yet, I think.
I presume, right?
So this is quite interesting.
Good example of how much anchoring and stability makes an impact, right? It's like moving and high heels.
And I always like to highlight that, because each tiny movement on your abdominal wall or in your back have an effect in your voice. And to see performances that don't have that, it's mind-boggling to me. Nice.
Jeez, Louise. I love Katrina a lot, man. It's a good angle
That's
as
really
well, isn't
nice. Yeah, look how high that soft ballad is. She's just... Oh! Come on!
Hey, yo!
Katrina's doing God's work there.
Nice.
Those are really terribly difficult harmonies. Woo! God's work, Katrina.
Yeah, Katrina really carried that. Yeah, damn.
It's not even... Okay, here's the thing. She's not even pulling a seventh. It's a sixth. It's a sixth on that and that harmony. She's not, okay. Difficult thing about maneuvering a harmony outside of the third or a fifth above or below the natural tune, it's unnatural. Feels unnatural. Feels difficult. It feels like you're meddling in an in-between note. And that's exactly what you're doing. But a seventh feels really unnaturally displaced. It feels like you are purposefully finding that unharmonic note. It's right in the chord most of the times it fits correctly, and it's a safe way to experiment with different harmonies, vocally speaking. But a sixth is not very well done sometimes because it tends to be very sharp. It tends to come across and cut through in a very unnatural way. It's not usually used in a lot of like singing formations because it is difficult to find and maintain.
I think a lot of people also, because it's so unrecognizable for most, because it's not used very often, the reaction I think it generates is more like, oh, what is that, rather than...
That's right.
Ooh.
Same as when people introduce ninth harmonies into a singing composition, it tends to be like, wow, if it's done correctly, if you listen to it beautifully done, it's like, wow, you're like in a Disney 1950s movie where all the singing parts have a very opulent place. But when you're hearing it done and it's not quite there,
it's not perfect. It has to be perfect.
It's a little bit flat or a little bit sharp. It's out of place.
That's such an ASAP moment.
And
ladies,
there we go.
Remember,
this is all together.
I know we rehearsed this only 48 hours before, but... and they still murder. Yeah, Katrina really nailed it.
She was the only one doing harmonies, though, and I must say that's the actually very, very difficult line to carry. And I don't know whether this was like one of those impromptu moments that happen in the stage that you just kind of fall into that harmony naturally because you've done it a few times and you kind of like know where the song is gonna go.
Right.
Or if this was actually scripted, because we know in ASAP a lot of these moments actually happen organically.
No, magic happens organically, which I like the fact that Filipino TV allows for that.
It's wild.
I also get scared, if
it's so crazy.
Because think about it like this, like as a musician, right, or as a performer, as a singer, whatever, if you ever get to perform on that stage or an opportunity arises and stuff, the first thing I would be thinking is, I'm shitting my job.
Oh, 100%.
This
they
would be
have to get nervous.
Scary as hell. And usually, if I'm sure the singer's watching, or some of these guys are probably watching this stuff as well, which is what privilege, one honor. When you get invited to other TV stations, it's not really that scary. But when you get invited,
already done the hard miles.
when you get invited to ASAP, or you get invited to those shows that are not made for music, like the Fox News stuff that the SB19 lads did, or like 17 has done it as well, and then Hypen have done the fucking Jimmy Kimmel, right?
Yes.
Those type of shows that are usually and renowned for being musically quite sucky because the environment is not great. Ironically enough, like Jimmy Kimmel has a great band in his live show.
And I mean, there have been a few viral moments from those shows.
You
in
can
terms
count
of
them with your
musical.
right and your left hand, and
You
that's
can.
it.
Yes,
Out of
it's true.
10 years, you know,
that's true,
they
that's true.
usually go quite badly because that environment
Or
is
there's a
quite
bar.
awkward.
They're just like, whatever.
Subpar, yeah, forgettable. And I think that's actually one of the most hurtful words you could say to a musician. That performance, mate, was forgettable. The best one they could receive is that performance, mate, was fucking crispy. Yeah, that was top notch.